Hey guys, welcome back to Arcane Plays Guild Ball. It's myself, Evan, and this week we've brought Craig back to play some more Union.
Hey folks, how's everything going on? Evan, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm back with my Alchemists. I was expecting to play Farmers this week. They were supposed to arrive last week, but they have not, so hopefully next video you'll get to see some Farmer action, but alas, not this time. I'm bringing back the same team comp as last time. I really like the team, and I want to get better with these players before I move on to newer ones. I might switch it up a little bit later down the line, throw in Midas and Vitriol, but for now, I'm comfortable with what I have. I want to get better with them, so we're sticking with our lineup of Smoke as the captain, our mascot being Flask, and the bulk of the team being made up by Calculus, Mercury, Catalyst 2, and Venom. It's a lot of condition play. It's a lot of putting down clouds and controlling the field, as well as Catalyst going in ready to beat face whenever he can.
That's a pretty scary Alchemist team. You got a lot of condition stuff there. You got a lot of melee threat and a lot of lockdown. So that's really cool. For me, I brought my captain this time is I'm bringing Rage. So Veteran Rage is my captain. The mascot I have is Strongbox, so the turtle. We have my team composition is Gutter, Decimate, and Benediction. I find all of these offer a lot of really valuable tools to Rage's game plan, and on top of this, I also brought Mist to give a sizable striking threat to the game. So we'll see how this one works out.
Yeah, cool. And I feel like it's worth noting this is a post-errata game, not that it affected any of the players we took. It's just a good housekeeping item to bring up. So with that out of the way, let's move on to the game.
All right, so Evan won the roll-off here, and he opted to receive the ball. So I will be kicking off with Mist. I figure this is a good way to threaten the boards with Mist's goal threat, and with Mist's motivated Sulthesian trait, he can do a 2-inch dodge at the start of his activation. So we'll see how this one works out. So I'm going to kick the ball, and I want it to go to somebody I can get the ball off of fairly easily. So we're going to kick towards... Oh, I'm planning to kick towards Catalyst. So either the ball will hit the crates, which I'm okay with, or Catalyst will get it. So I made the kick. We're going to scatter to the 6. That goes right to Smoke, so we're just going to re-roll that. So we're going to have it go right to Cat.
Yep, goes directly to Catalyst. He gets the ball. Yeah, it's better for him to have it. At least makes you have to go in and hit him in order to pick up the ball as opposed to just getting it for free.
That's fair. And that's a big deal, is that I want to have to tackle you.
Yeah, as opposed to just picking up the ball and then being like, okay, I can use these hits to push you instead of tackling you. Not that Mist has much issue because he has a result that does both, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got to put. He actually doesn't have a moment to tackle. He just has a tackle on one and some pushes and dodges elsewhere.
Okay. Well, either way, he has some easy ways of getting the ball as well as some early pushes.
Yeah. So
and Catalyst is a really easy target to hit either way.
Mm-hmm.
So my plan with my deployment is have both of the bomb throwers on either side of the pitch, allow them to get their control out early. I see a pretty ready opportunity here with Mercury to slow down Mist and the goal-scoring opportunity that she has. Them.
Mist is he.
So let him on fire. This is going to be another Alton Ashley all over again. Hit Mist with the firebomb. Light him on fire. He is now slower.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a lot more comfortable about this.
Yeah, so I'm going to activate Mist now. So Mist is within 6 of Benediction, so he gets a 2-inch Shadow-like dodge. He's slower now, but he is going to be within cover, so he gets that 2 inches of movement back from his trait that allows him to get extra movement from being in cover. So he's going to dodge into cover and then charge Catalyst from cover with his approximately 10-inch threat of being on fire.
Yeah, that's pretty good for having -2 movement, as it turns out.
He's going to charge, and he's just going to go in on him. So he's there, he charges.
Yep, just confirming the measurements
Yep.
one more time.
It's good to be precise. So here we are. We're making the attack. So look for 2s on this one, and Catalyst has 1 armor. So going to lose 1 result to dice here, and just do that. So I wind up getting... I think I wind up wrapping on this one. Yeah, I wrap by 1. So I managed to tackle him and push him and dodge him. So I'm going to actually try to put Catalyst into cover here in order to allow me to get an extra dice to attack him later on because of Skill Within Shadow.
Yep. And he doesn't have anything like, what's the ability called? Hidden damage, because he doesn't have any damaging results on his playbook.
Yeah, he has 1, but that's it. He's not there to do
He
that.
might as well have 0 damaging results on his playbook.
So my objective in this is just farm him for momentum for a while and then just kick the ball in. I'm trading a pretty reliable kill on Mist, but it's going to take a lot of effort to kill him too. So I'm hoping that I can get that goal and then put Mist in a really irritating spot for the rest of the turn.
I mean, this is a pretty irritating spot already, to be honest.
It's true. So another attack. Just going to wail on Catalyst for a bit.
Yep. You're just poking him, being like, momentum, 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 push. And now you're out of the way for my nice little shot on the goalpost. Well, your nice little shot on the goalpost.
And a bonus time this because I am losing a die because I'm engaged. So, but we do manage to land the goal. So, up to 4.
Up to 4 on your first activation. Not bad. Not bad.
I guess it's okay.
Yeah. So here I debate using one of my cards because I have Superfan, so I can just give the ball to someone within 6 inches of my goalpost, which is basically all of my players, really. And originally I wasn't going to use it, but then I realized that since he's playing a pretty killy team, that he might just never score again. So I decided to use it right now to save myself the trouble of going and catching the ball. So Smoke's going to get it.
And Smoke's really hard to get the ball off of. Her unpredictable movement actually allows her to keep the ball in situations where she would normally lose it.
Yeah, it really helps. Not to mention she's surprisingly fast for someone with that low of movement. Here I decided to do something a bit cute with the fire clouds. I copy it for 1, place it basically right next to where it was, within 1 inch of that obstruction so someone can't go necessarily between them with a charge or a run, and then move the fire cloud on top of Strongbox, Rage, and Benediction in order to set them all on fire because they count as having advanced into it. And then I throw another smoke bomb to which I can teleport with smoke because of Cloud Jumper. That's what the rule's called. And I am not in Mist's melee rage.
Yeah, so in this turn, I'm debating on what I need to do. I'm possibly having Rage do something first, but I realize that I can actually get more out of this if I have Gutter go next. So Gutter is going to just sprint up on this turn. She wants to get in a position to possibly look at Mercury threateningly.
Yeah. I was a little bit confused about this until later on when I realized some of the cool tricks Rage can do, which you will definitely see. On my turn, I have a couple of activations I can do. Most of them are throwaways. But I believe this is when I activate Flask and move him into Mist. There we go. Just to get a gang up bonus with Catalyst later on. He doesn't really have anything else to do this turn. So he's there. He's doing his thing. Being a little robot waiter.
You just decide to make an attack because
I have the influence. I might as well.
You were in range and just like, what the hell?
He gets 0 successes. Had he gotten 1, I could have bumped him just a tiny bit away from Catalyst, then being able to charge for free, and then bought another attack with that 1 influence, but I didn't, so whatever.
So Rage is going now. Rage is going to walk up. He's slower now because of the thing. So he's going to sprint for 1. Now Gutter is in 4 for his quick time character play, which allows her to make a 2-inch dodge. And then he is going to be in Rage of Red Fury. So he is going to be making Gutter make attacks. So Gutter puts 4 hits into Mercury and does a momentous chain grab.
Yeah. So that's scary. I don't like that. It especially hurts because I'm a 4-up with 1 armor, which is a pretty good stat line. Like, it's very balanced. It denies a lot of hit a lot of the time, except for the fact that you have anatomical precision.
Yep.
And 4-up 0 is a much worse stat line.
It is. The thing you just missed there is I played the field dressing character play, so I cleared Rage's condition as well as Benediction's condition.
Yes. Getting rid of that fire, super important. It's kind of one of the control elements of my team. Really makes it tick.
It does. And I want Rage to be able to do stuff next turn.
Yep. Originally, I measured to see if I could get in range of Decimate for the Poison Bomb. I couldn't quite. I could have put it in front of him, but I decided just to go for Mist, put in that 2 damage and then the 2 extra damage at the end of the turn, because no one's near Mist to help him shake conditions, and he's already gone, so he can't do it himself.
Yep. He's running pretty low in health right now. He's taking a bunch of damage from just Chip, the character plays, and Catalyst still has to go.
Yeah, he has not gone yet. It's pretty great. We also get 1 momentum from that because of Momentous Inspiration from Smoke. Had I been smarter earlier in the turn, I would have put Mercury there too and gotten it off of hitting Mist, but I didn't. So we're here now.
That makes sense. And I mean, it's hard to get these things all in order as well. So
yeah.
Now I think Catalyst is making his attacks. Yeah. Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
So Catalyst loses a dice from cover, gains a dice from gang up. So he has 8 dice, 3 successes, no armor. I get to do an intensify. So basically, it's a momentous 1 damage guild ball. I get Chemical Frenzy, which is +1 damage if they have conditions. He has conditions, so it goes from 1 damage to 2. And Intensify does 2 damage on its own, because that's what my guild ball play is. So he takes 4.
Yep.
Pretty good.
Yeah. So he's not looking great. In this place, Strongbox just walked up. He's slow now.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Venom runs within 3, uses his heroic play, Coagulation, to give models within 3 inches that have the poison condition, the bleeding condition. As Mist had 4 boxes left, he would have taken 3 damage from poison and fire. I just kill him with bleed.
Yep. So Mist goes down. Evan's up to 2, so it's 4-2 currently. All of our effects drop off the board, and we're looking at the next turn. So
yeah, I get +1 to my roll because I have 1 momentum. You have nothing.
Yep.
We both roll 3s. It mattered. So I get the first turn. Super important here. If I don't get this first turn, I lose Mercury right off the bat. Or you go into Smoke right off the bat. Neither of these are particularly good. I think you're going to feat with Rage this turn. So I want to get Smoke to a position where she's going to be incredibly safe, regardless of whether or not she scores this turn. I want to time it correctly so that when you do feat, I can just back off and be fine. Because Rage's legendary play is terrifying. Would you like to tell us what it does?
Rage's legendary, my gang, is a 6-inch aura that when a model within it is ganging up another model, they get +1 tack and +1 damage to all all playbook results that result. So a momentous 1 becomes a momentous 2 damage, and most of my team has a momentous 1 on 1 result.
Yep. So I allocate 4 to Merc, 2 to Venom, 2 to Catalyst. I'm going to probably switch this up at the end just because my needs for this turn change in my head as this allocation goes on. But I believe we end up with 3 on Smoke, either 1 or 3 on Calculus. We'll find out in a second. 2 on Catalyst, nothing on Flask, couple on Venom. And the goal of this turn is don't lose on like all of my players dying right now, right here.
That's fair.
Because that would be a bad time.
Yeah.
And that's a thing Rage can just do.
Yep. So, we'll get over to my allocation here in a second. So we're going to put 1 on Strongbox, 4 on Rage, 4 on Gutter, I think 3 on Decimate, and 1 on Benny. And then we're going to jog on Mist, because I need him to be later on this turn. So the idea here is I want to annihilate as many players as I can. That's basically my goal. So Mercury is dead to rights, to me, and we'll see how the board develops after that.
Basically, I had a choice here to let Smoke live or let Mercury live. I decide my captain's probably more important, as she has the ball and many beneficial abilities to me. That said, I probably made a mistake in allocating 4 to Mercury. I probably could have handed them out to Calculus. That's her name. Probably could have given them to Calculus, maybe even 1 to Flask, make him go a little farther. But had Mercury... Yeah, spoilers. Had Mercury survived...
Yeah. So we're going to do Raid...
Yeah, you're going to have...
Yeah.
You're going to see what happens here. It's a bad time.
So Raid's going to quick time Gutter in order to clear up the charge lane in order to get in on Mercury. This super is my legendary turn. I have a feeling that I'm about to do a magic trick here, and I'm going to make Mercury disappear. So...
All right. Yeah, that's fair.
So she's going to clear up the charge lane here, but still remain engaging because she has 2-inch melee zone. So she's going to be in a good position here to still provide the bonus for the legendary. And Rage is going to be in a good place for the rest of the turn. So Rage is going to go in there. He furiously charges for free. So he's just going to roll. He's 7 attack base, goes up to 8 because of the gang up, goes up to 9 because of the legendary, and I get 4 more dice because of the charge. So I'll be rolling 13 dice on this. We're looking for a 4 and 1 armor.
So, you know that movie with 13 in the title? I feel like that's what's happening to Mercury right now. Just murder. Just brutal murder.
So I wound up getting like a pretty substantial wrap here. I do absolutely bananas amount of damage just because of the feat and the results.
I believe the number is 7.
Yes.
You do 7 damage with 1 attack.
It's okay. I didn't have to pay for it. So I do that again. I keep just doing like 5 or 6 damage a hit. Some 4s here and there, but I don't think Mercury has that much health, so this should be fairly doable for me. So we're just going to keep putting more damage into Mercury. And my last attack... Oh, he's gone. All right.
He disappeared. Mercury is dead to rights that turn. Just completely and totally boned. Like, Rage just destroyed him. But, there we go. The bell has tolled. Rage popped his legend. No. Yeah, legendary.
Yeah.
I thought I was saying feat, but I was saying legendary. Legendary play. Woo!
So
it's gone.
Venom charges in on Decimate here, and I play the Brace for Impact skill plot.
Yes. So my goal with this charge is basically make sure that Decimate doesn't charge into such a range that he's in Rage's feet. Legendary. My gang. He's not in my gang.
Yeah.
So he doesn't get the benefits of that. And he'll still stab me and do a ton of damage, but it'll be off to the side and not boosted at all.
Yeah, it changes it from me doing 8 damage to me doing 12 damage. So I'm going to counterattack here. Essentially, he's only do 1 damage and nothing because of Tough Hide because of my plot.
Yeah. I rolled pretty poorly, and also you counterattacked and dodged away.
Yep.
Had I been a little bit more ahead of things, I would have realized and done this beforehand. I tried to sack puppet there. That's what that roll was. I tried to sack puppet Decimate so that when he came back and stabbed me, he would take his own damage. But I miss it, and then I melting body myself for free. Should have done that first, just because of the counterattack. Would have helped there. But I didn't, so we're here now.
Yep. So at this point, I'm looking at the best way to develop the board for later on. I know that at some point, Catalyst is going to go in. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have Benediction run up, and rather than make an attack, I'm going to use his Braced character play, which provides +2 armor against the next attack. I don't think that Calculus is going to make an attack on me. She could in order to pop Braced, but I think...
Yeah. So that was an important decision that I had. Basically, I can either, with Calculus, walk up and attack Benediction to get rid of the Braced for Catalyst to go in, or I can chuck a Poison Bomb and apply Chemical Frenzy for calculus or catalyst. Everybody starts with a C. C sound. You know what? You know what I mean. Apply that for catalyst, and he can just eat the first braced and maybe roll enough dice that it doesn't matter.
Yep. So at this point, I'm just moving up some models here. Decimate's going to go in here and just do some damage to...
Decimate is going to decimate.
Yeah. Decimate's a super efficient model. She basically turns however many influence you put onto her into momentum, just trivially. She's anatomic precision and 6 tack, so she easily gets 1 result. And that's always acceptable because it's a momentous 1. So she's very good at that.
Yeah, that's not bad.
She also, with 2 results, does 2 damage. So she pretty easily does 8 damage for influence, as well as for momentum. Like, it's just a great... she's a really good model. So just doing that, basically generating momentum, doing some damage, dodging around a little bit. I'm not dodging a whole ton because she's where I want her to be. But the board is in a good state for me, I believe, right now.
Yeah. So here's where I'm thinking about that previous choice I talked about. Either punch to get rid of braced or chuck a bomb. I decide to chuck a bomb in the end. I don't think it's worth risking the counterattack from Benediction onto Calculus, as she's a fairly squishy character, and I'm already in a dangerous position being this close to Decimate.
Yeah. No, that's a fair point. And it's because Chemical Frenzy is very good for Catalyst's ability to up his damage substantially. So that was probably one of the right choices.
Yep. Fire Turtle dirtles up.
Yep.
He's pretty slow.
He does clear his fire now.
He does clear his fire at the end of his activation with his momentum.
Yep.
And I make sure to charge and get Catalyst into base-to-base contact. And this is because you have a 2-inch push, and when you counterattack me, I don't want to be pushed out of melee range.
Yeah, so I defensive stance and counter. I counter for free. So he's looking for 4s here, and with 4 armor, winds up getting 3 results.
So that, for Catalyst, is the same old easy choice that we did to Mist. It's 1 damage, which goes to 2 with Chemical Frenzy. It's Intensify, so it does 2 more damage, and it's Momentum. So there's our first momentum. This is basically what Catalyst does. In an ideal world, he goes in on targets that are like multiple targets that have conditions, continues to hit them, and Intensify just does a bunch of splash damage. But not the case here. I don't want to do that against Craig's team because he'll just murder the crap out of me if I bunch up.
Yep. So I send
Catalyst bumps out.
Yep. I send Catalyst off a bit more towards Gutter because I want to do some damage with my feet.
Seems reasonable. I didn't actually see that one coming. Roll more dice. That's what we're doing. 3 successes, same thing. 4 more damage to Benediction. Last attack, roll the dice. I actually roll 5 successes here, but none of the results I roll are particularly useful to me. The knockdown doesn't give me momentum. I can't tackle the ball because you don't have anything. I can do 3 damage, which goes to 4 non-momentously, but I can just do that with Intensify and get momentum anyway, so there's no point in doing that. So I just do the same old thing I've been doing right now, that good 3 result, which is 4 damage effectively and momentum.
Yeah. So essentially at this point, now we're looking at having Gutter go in. I'm going to be just making sure we do this precisely, so I'm getting a proxy model out to see.
Yes, we have Proxy Friday.
So I'm going to see in a situation where I can land in the 6-inch aura for Rage's Legendary and still in melee. That's the position that she will wind up in. And she's going to charge in on... she's going to walk in on Catalyst.
Yeah, you don't want to waste the influence on charging.
It also gives you the ability to defensive stance, so I don't want that to happen.
Yes.
So
you're going to hit me a bunch and do a bunch of damage.
Yep, you do counter here critically.
I do. So this counter is super important, and it's probably one of the turning points in the game. And once I roll the dice, I'll explain more about it. But you do Scything Blow here, and it hurts a lot.
Yeah, 3 damage to both of those guys.
So here's my roll. I get 2 successes. 1 goes away from armor, so I do 1 damage to you. Had I rolled 1 more success, I would have gotten a push, which means I would have been able to push you out of my melee range. And out of melee range of Flask, probably.
Yeah. So that was big that didn't happen. I probably should have done the knockdown, but I decided to get greedy and go for the damage. So
And it worked out.
it did. So we're just going to do a bunch of scything blows here. I want to try to get Flask out of the picture, and I want to get Catalyst as dead as possible.
You kill Flask, who explodes, lights Gutter on fire, and does 3 damage.
Yeah.
She's not particularly picky about that because of Life Drinker.
Yep. So she'll be healing that damage back momentarily. So all of my attacks wrap at this point. Having a 5 long tackle or playbook and 5 tack is pretty substantial when I'm able to get 2 extra from gang ups. So we're just gonna just farm a bunch of momentum here.
Yeah. So Catalyst is really good at going in and killing a thing, or if they're a particularly squishy team with a lot of conditions on them at the time, multiple things.
Yep.
But he's also just such a thing that can be farmed for momentum, being a 2-up with 1 armor. It's just a terrible stat line, especially when they have anatomical.
Yeah. So I clear all my conditions across my team. I think Benediction might still be on poison, or
Benediction is still poisoned, but you healed for 4 at the end of the turn, so you're on 8 boxes left. Because I left you on 4 after Catalyst went in, and at the end you healed for a bunch.
4, yeah.
I believe you're on 8 or 6, something like that.
Yeah.
Plus he heals himself. That's what it was.
Yes.
Yeah. And this is a really important turn for me. So my plan right now is that I can score with smoke regardless and nothing is threatening her. So that's 4 points in the bag.
Yeah.
I think that since I have Knee Slider in my hand, once the ball scatters, I can go for it and pick it up again as long as I survive till next turn, and then I can score a second time. And that means I'm at 10 points. And if I can kill anything this turn, that puts me to 4, and I can win on that. And if Craig kills 2 things, I'm still in the game. So I just have to let him kill Venom and Catalyst this turn and make sure that Calculus survives.
Yes.
And there, we're in the bag. So that's the plan for this turn. Those are my goals.
Yep. So I win the momentum roll. I choose to go first because it's pretty critical.
Yep, I had +2, you had +5.
So I want to get Rage into position to do some stuff later on, but also I just want I need to also have Catalyst die early. So I have a plan to deal with the Catalyst problem. He's not looking great health-wise, so this should be fairly doable.
Yeah, it helps that every time Catalyst ends an activation, he has a rule called Deteriorating, so he takes 4 damage himself. Mind you, he has 29 boxes to start out with, which is a pretty hardy. He starts losing them pretty quickly once he gets mixed into combat. He also has a rule, heroic play, called Witness Me. So if he takes out an enemy model, he can take out himself as well, and that gives him an extra 2 victory points when he kills a thing. You're giving up 2, but you're going ahead a little faster.
Yeah.
So it's most of the time worth it.
So Rage is going to Red Fury Gutter. So it's Rage's activation. He's going to make Gutter make an attack. So
Stab, stab.
Yep. So we're going to do some more damage. Wind up doing about 2 or 3 here.
Yeah, you do enough Deciding Blow, but choose not to because you would hit Rage.
Yeah. And I don't proc Rising Anger off my own attacks.
2 attacks in. You
Yep.
kill Catalyst, and bloody coins come out.
Yep. So that's just a version of my legendary for 1 player. And then I'm going to make the turtle dodge too. I have 2 extra influence to sit on, so I'm just going to wind up just giving the turtle some position.
Which is scary, because it has a knockdown on 1.
Yeah. Also has a really compelling aura that will allow me to do a lot of extra work with my beater guys.
Also scary, considering that's all of your guys except for Mist.
Yes.
So Venom's just going to go in. What I'm hoping to do here is, even though I have -2 thanks to gang up bonuses, I want to punch Decimate, punch Mist, hopefully get a 2 result in either of these so I can do a momentum and get that, and then get heroic play and cause them both poison and bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
Because then I feel like they have to focus on clearing the conditions, and Venom doesn't die going down without a fight.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I only do the 1 damage to both of them, so I don't get to heroic play. I could have activated Calculus first here, but I feel like Venom needed to be in the way so Calculus just didn't die.
Yep. And that's my plan right now. Is my path to the victory is I kill Venom, I kill Calculus. With Gutter's heroic up, I should be with Rage's heroic up on Gutter, I should be pretty good at doing damage.
Yep, so you charge in on calc.
Yep. Wind up rolling a bunch of dice here. And
11?
yeah, 11 dice. And with anatomical, that's pretty substantial. So you choose to do your actually don't respond, I believe.
Yeah, so I choose not to defensive because I wanted that momentum to kick the ball in.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I had anything else that could generate momentum this turn.
Yeah, so I do like 7 damage or something obscene off of that first attack. And we're just going to keep doing that. So generating a bunch of
I
momentum.
mean, it seems legit. Just keep on stabbing. Keep on stabbing. At the end of this, when all is said and done, you leave calculus on 4 boxes.
Yep. And Venon's on not doing so great himself either.
Venon is also on 4. He is not happy right now.
So yeah, we're wind up just beating them down a bit, and then calculus goes next and tosses out poison.
Yep, she doesn't really have anything else to do. If I run out at this point, I'll just die to parting blows. So we're not going to do that.
Seems legit. So she does that, and I think she tries to blind? Yes.
Yeah, I tried to blind decimate, get rid of some tack, make it less likely that he kills both of my players this turn.
Yep.
Because that's definitely his goal.
Yeah, so Proxy Friday going out to see if I can
Proxy Friday.
see if we can get melee in both. With 6-inch walk, I definitely can.
Yep.
So she's going to go there, and we're going to end this game here.
More stabby stab.
Yep, she has 4 influence. She needs to do 4 damage, so I need to get 2 results twice on both models. It's not super unlikely, so...
You absolutely crush calculus. You do 3 damage to her the first time.
Yep. And now it basically means...
Stab number 2. You
Yeah,
just need 1 success.
Yeah, my dice need to not fail me completely.
You crush her again.
Yep.
And that's calculus off the table. Now, Venom has melting body up, so you don't ignore all of his armor, so it's a little less likely to kill him.
Yep, so I'm looking for 3 results here. I get it.
You get a lot. You do 3 damage to him as well.
Yep. And my last attack, I just need to poke him again.
You just need 1, and you definitely do it. So Venom goes down, and that's the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a quick one, but Rage is very good at just having very explosive turns like that previous one.
Yeah, no, the feat turn, I feel like I mitigated it fairly well. I could have done better at keeping Catalyst out of the way, maybe not giving Gutter that free charge. The plan I had in mind was just hold him back behind Flask until like the last activation, but then I realized, oh, you have 1 more activation than me because you took out Mercury this turn, so this plan isn't going to work.
Yeah, it just allows me to bully the board a bit better. I can just walk up, and you have to go with Catalyst that turn anyway. Like,
Yeah.
There was no way you don't.
It is the turn to go in with him. Yeah.
So how do you feel about that matchup, Evan?
I feel like once I get a little bit more practice in with my models, I'll be better in it. I'll learn, because we were talking after the game here about how to use the fire clouds better and how I should place them just in front of models as opposed to on top of them, because that forces them to walk through them and then take the -2, as opposed to just being like, oh, I shake it and now go full speed, which is a good thing to know. I think I can do a little bit better with that with smoke and kind of make a large fire cloud wall that just is hard to maneuver around. So I'm definitely starting to learn the tricks of the Alchemists. Perhaps next time we'll bring Midas to the table, although next time I'm definitely bringing Farmers if they come in, because I'm super excited about them. But that's a different story entirely.
It is. And I'm looking forward to trying out some new things with Union. The changes to Avarice and Greed are pretty compelling for a Rage team, as well as the changes to Harry are probably needed for the health of the game. Harry was probably too prevalent as a model for the game.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of that. I mean, our local shop hasn't actually been able to get him in for roughly 6 months, so I feel like that's a bit telling.
Yeah, he didn't have any weaknesses before, so they gave him one.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so it's gonna be cool. I think the game's needed that errata recently. The things that it changed were good for the health of the game, so we'll see how the meta shakes out in a few months.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Craig, for coming on and showing us some more of your skill at Guild Ball and helping us out.
Thanks for having me.
And as for you viewers, let us know in the comments section below if you have any comments, criticism, catharsis, questions, you name it. And you can find us on all the usual social media at Facebook and at Twitter and sometimes Twitch. The usual stuff. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next video.